Hello, I am Bella Lourenco, and today I will talk about how ADHD affected my school life. ADHD has affected my school life ever since I started second grade. I have to take a medication in order to focus at school. There were a few moments in school when I daydreamed and had to snap myself out of it. Anxiety also comes with ADHD. I did have a moment in college when I hyperfixated on something and could not snap myself out of it. Homework also takes longer to complete because of my ADHD. I also have to take breaks from my homework. It takes me a bit to just process the instructions of an assignment. I have a good memory and do well at studying for tests. I just need to have accommodations, which are double timed on tests and timed writing assignments. Sometimes I need a note taker as well, but I've gotten really good at taking notes lately, so yeah. I am very slow at picking groups to work with for group projects. I have to get my materials for class prepared before class starts. I color code my folders and notebooks for each class to match. And I make sure that I explore the college campus before college starts or anywhere I'm going so that I know where my classes are. I do not have the best sense of direction. I am enthusiastic about learning and love to learn. I have gotten good grades in school. I am now a senior in college. I obviously take notes on readings I do at school. I like highlighting those notes as well. I also take class notes. I read the syllabi in advance. High school was the most stressful time for me because I got a lot of homework. And sometimes I also had to do arts academy and stuff like that. So I had like some extracurriculars. I did a music club after school, stuff like that. I've done some plays in high school and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's a lot of stuff. I did choir in high school, so sometimes I did choir performances for back to school night or open house and stuff like that. So I did enjoy high school as well. I loved the singing. I loved the drama, I loved making friends in high school, and I started to break out of my shell then. I also like to fidget with pens at school, pencils too, actually. I always turned in my homework on time. I'm always early to class, obviously, because I don't like being late. I mean, there were times, there's always times when you get sick and you're absent. But for the most part, I was on time. I do look over my class notes each day after class so I can process the information we learned. I like sitting near the front of the classroom. It doesn't have to be directly at the front. I really don't like to sit directly in the front. Because if I sit near the front of the classroom, I don't get distracted by everyone else, I always write my homework in my planner and check it off when it's completed so that I know what I have to do, what I have done, and all that stuff. And so they have a schedule about when to do what, that kind of thing. And especially with studying, I have to make a schedule like that too. So I have the inattentive type of ADHD, and math is not a strong suit of mine either. It was difficult, and I don't know how I passed, but I did. And I did learn a lot in math. It just wasn't my forte. I had trouble opening my locker sometimes. I mean, I'm sure other people have also had trouble opening their lockers in high school. I mean, and also in high school, I had trouble fitting in with everyone. You know how everyone in high school has trouble figuring out where they belong, who they are and stuff, right? So there was a time I had to figure that out, and eventually I did. I mean, it took high school, but that's what high school's for, to help with that situation. And I also got to learn social skills from high school, so that was exciting. And I loved making friends, I really did. And since I couldn't open my locker, I had to carry all my books and materials in my rolling backpack, and there was an elevator I could use, and I normally thought it took too long to use the elevator, and I wanted to get to class, on time. And it was 5 minutes between classes in high school, so I literally had to put, right a little bit before class ended, I had to put my stuff away for my classes, and then, get ready to go out into the next class and make sure I know where I'm going, right? And I did manage to get to my classes on time. And if I was late, like, it rarely happens, but I would get a late slip, Sometimes I was, yeah. So I did have a good high school experience. I got to do homecoming as well. So that was fun. I did it junior year. I got to have like a little dance. There was food. And of course my senior year was 2020. So you know what happened then, right? COVID, right? So I was so excited about doing a coffee house, but it didn't happen. It's like a talent show, but it didn't happen. I was going to sing You Say, and it just didn't happen. So I was very disappointed about that. I also would have had a prom, and I would have had a senior trip, and those didn't happen either. Because, of course, if you think about 2020, right, it was just a year where, there was a lot of virtual schooling. So, yeah, and I did luckily have an in-person graduation at the end of high school. I still got my diploma, and, yeah, so it was an interesting senior year, but freshman, sophomore, and junior years were like all in person. So senior year was really the one that I had to worry about the most. Yeah. I would say that the homework load like progressed over the years. So freshman year didn't have as much homework, but I took Arts Academy like vocal lessons and stuff like that. Like I did vocal lessons, I did music theory, so freshman year I did those things. But then sophomore year it started to pick up again. I got more work. Junior year got more work than sophomore, and then junior got more work than sophomore, and then senior year got more work than sophomore. So yeah, the load was gradual. Yeah. But I did enjoy like the drama and the music parts of high school. And yeah. That's all I have to say about that.